What's going on YouTube? Hey guys, it's Ben. You're already on the channel where you know we talk about staffing, business, entrepreneurship, investing, all those sorts of topics. If you love that kind of stuff, definitely become a subscriber right now by just smashing the subscribe button down below. And I vlog every single day on these topics, so you'll get some value every single day, especially if you hit the alert button so you know every time I come out with a video. So let's dive right into today's video, which is basically just me bragging about my June and what numbers I've done in June. So hopefully this will be a little bit of motivation for you, especially newbies that are looking into what money can be made in recruiting. I'm in the recruiting business. A lot of you are in the recruiting business watching these videos. Some of you are in other realms and maybe discovering recruiting, but I wanted to talk about what my June looks like, how many placements I've made, and what the numbers actually come down to. So throughout June, I've done a handful of work with warehouses. I do a lot of warehouse work, and so the first check that I got was a $10,000 check for 3 placements at one particular warehouse that I do continuous, very much residual business with. The next check I had was a $3,400 check from a warehouse for 1 placement. They just needed 1 guy right now. It was a one-off, and so that's a $3,400 check that came in. The next one was a $2,000 check that came in for a warehouse placement. That was another one-off random warehouse branch that needed a placement real quick. And beyond that, I am currently finishing up a contract where 2 people are being placed, and I'll make anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 on that, based on the rate that we set up. So I'll just call it $4,500 that's coming in from that, and that check should be in by the end of or mid next week. Beyond that, I'll get a $4,000 check for a split partnership placement that I made for a salesperson. So as you know, I do a lot of business that's solo and strictly lone wolf status, but I do some partnerships and splits with local people and local agencies. And so working together with another agency that we set up a client at, I actually was able to obtain the client, and someone else was able to obtain the candidate. And with that, the split worked out, and I'm going to make $4,000 on that. So that check is in June as well. Beyond that, I also have an admin role that I'm placing for a medical office, and that should be about a $3,500 check. And I probably won't see that until the beginning of July, but like July 1st, so I'm counting it as June anyways. But that's pretty much all sealed and done anyways as well. So I don't count anything until people are placed, signed, and kind of started, and they've stayed there for like a week or so. So beyond that, what else do I have? I think that's about it, but that counts out to about $27,400. So let's just peg it at 27 grand in total for June. And we're at June 15th right now, so we're halfway through the month. And so that's what I've done so far for June. That's what I've collected or about to collect upon. Basically, it's all collectibles at $27,000 for June. So obviously, I'm pretty excited about that. That's pretty cool. But just to let you guys know, right? Like, what did it take to get there? You know, the warehouses placements that I've been making, probably about 80% of all of that business was repeat business. I've placed people for them before. So what I want to kind of like show you in this video is that only 20% of what I've done is new business, brand new business. So there's a couple things in there, right? The power of residual and continuous business, like repeat customers and whatnot, is insane. Like, you have no idea until you get into it, right? If you've got 3, 4, 5 clients or whatever, the power of these people residually doing business with you, and you specifically because of the value that you bring to them, is nuts. And if you continue to bring good value to them, they'll continue to use you. They have no reason not to. They have every reason in the world, because you're then what's called a known quantity. And a known quantity is someone that is replicable. They are, accustomed to. You can always know what they're going to deliver. They're very, basically, bottom line is, you know what they're going to bring you. You know what they're going to do for you, and you know their service and their bar, right? right? So you're always going to want to work with people that are going to give you value. So these guys have called me over and over again, and they're always going to call me, and they're going to continue to call me unless I screw up horribly and start sending them garbage, and then they probably will use someone else. That's how the market works, and we're in a capitalist society. So long story short, 80% of this business, of the $27,000, has been repeat business. And I credit that all to just the relationships that I've made with these guys, and, you know, continuing to bring value to them. 20% of that was new business that I reached out to, sold them, you know, set them up and got their placements, and all is well. And hopefully they'll be repeats as well going forward. Honestly, like, you know, just doing the math, coming up with 27 grand, like, that's great. We're halfway through the month. I would at least, at minimum, like to make this month a $30,000 revenue month. I think there's nothing wrong with being able to just reach for the stars. I think everyone that's watching this channel right now wants to be in the same type of spot where they're making $10, $15, $20, $25, $30,000 a month in revenue, just doing general labor staffing like I'm doing. And it's incredibly attainable. And basically, that's why I do these videos where I talk about how's my April going, or how's my May going, or what's the numbers for June, right? The reason I do this is not to brag, but the reason I do this is to show you exactly the breakdown of what placements I've made and what money I've made off of those placements and what my month looks like, right? So everything on this channel, I become incredibly transparent and radically open about what I make and what I earn and whatnot. I'm not going to talk about who my clients are or anything, but I'll tell you the industries that I work in and what types of clients I work with. And so you can repeat that same type of thing in your city and work with those same types of clients, right? And get these same types of numbers, right? To hit $30,000 in a month. And honestly, like, I think doing the math and everything, I think that 30,000 is super attainable. And it really comes down to your goals, right? So, you know, at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of, you know, the quarter, I set out to make these numbers, right? Like $30,000 was in my head 3 months ago, right? Like, I was thinking about what this month would look like 3 months prior. And, you know, you have to be anticipating and planning where you're going to make that money from and how it's going to come. And so I would really credit everything that I've done in June to goal setting and then reverse engineering and understanding what do I need to do to obtain this goal, right? So those two things are super important. So setting your goals, setting them high, and then reverse engineering to figure out how to get there and match that match. So $30,000 is totally gonna happen in June. I have no doubt about it at all. In fact, I think that's just like on the low end. Honestly, I'd love to be sitting up at the $40,000 level, $50,000, and that'll come with time. But that's what my June looks like, guys. So I just wanted to show you that, break it down a little bit, and give you some motivation, hopefully. So that's my Saturday video, guys. I'll definitely catch you on Sunday, and hope you're having an awesome weekend so far. So take care. See ya.